afternoon, Lion Nation, and welcome into 2019 pre-spring Prattville Lions football update. I'm Will Barrett, joined by Granger Shook right now, Coach Granger Shook, and we are with you right now on one of Prattville's newest hangouts, Back Porch Grill on the Greens, right here, the old Prattville Country Club. Now, Prattville Country Club is still open, but is now open to the public. The golf course, the restaurant, it's a great place to hang out, and we're enjoying this beautiful view of the golf course, and just some great food they provide us here. These fried pickles, these jalapeno fried crispers here, and this loaded French fry explosion thing going on. Best meat and three in town. Lots of great stuff. Big screen TVs. Great place to come party with your friends, watch some football, watch basketball. SEC tournament starting up. It'll be on the big screen here. But what we want to talk about now is Prattville Lions football. We're going into year 2 of the Coach Caleb Ross era, and some changes are on the menu. And first of all, we want to welcome in Coach Granger Shook to the pre-spring update. Coach Granger Shook, now the defensive coordinator for the Prattville Lions football team. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all having me. This is a beautiful setup, and excited to be here talking with you today. So thank you.
Now, Coach, you've been this is your 4th year
yes.
program?
Yes, yes it is.
And now you've been coaching linebackers and been the strength and conditioning coach for all that time. And really the backbone of this turnaround that I've seen with the Prattville Lions football team has been the strength and conditioning. The change in the way these kids just present themselves and carry themselves, and the way they're able to withstand 4 quarters of football. I think that's a big credit to what you've done and what you continue to do. And now you're stepping up into a greater role. Talk about how your role might shift this coming year.
Thank you for those kind words. I appreciate it. I know Coach Ross coming in to this program has really been a shot to the arm, not only to the staff but to the kids of our program, our young men, and to the community. And his support of the strength and conditioning program has really shown. And he makes it a priority, and so our players make it a priority. And I tell the guys every day that they have a choice, the choice to make, and most of the time they make the right choice. They really do, and they have bought into our really mantra in the weight room. It's not what we do, it's how we do it. And because everybody works out, everybody has a period of time that they lift, but how you lift really is what's going to separate you from everybody else. And our guys have really bought into that. So
when we see you on the sideline on Friday night, Coach, there's just huge energy coming off you, and it really feeds into the players, particularly the linebackers that you've been so close with over the last few years, but the defense as a whole. Talk about your philosophy as a defensive coordinator now, and on Friday nights.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I've had the ability to coach both linebackers and safeties in my 4 years here, and so I'm very, very familiar with the guys of both groups, and they are with me as well. And so I've had Coach Ross has blessed me with an opportunity to be the defensive coordinator now, and I'm excited. I really am. I'm very thankful for the opportunity, and I look forward to this next season coming up. I know with me having the relationships already with both of those position groups, I think it will be a smoother transition. I really do. They already know what I expect on the field. They already know a lot of my terminology. So I think the learning curve will be smaller. And my philosophy is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Type deal. I know a lot of things that Coach Wallace has implemented, we will build on, we'll build off of, and we'll be multiple up front. We will, and you got to nowadays with the type of offense we play. But we'll be tailored to stop the run first and foremost in the box, and then we'll have some tweaks on the back end. So, like I said, if it's not broke, we're not going to fix it, but there will be some tweaks and some nuances that we kind of add to our packages.
Now, last year we saw a huge turnaround in our defense as far as production, turnovers, and just controlling the opposing offense.
Right.
What are your expectations going into year 2? What are our strengths? What are some areas you think we need to close in on?
Well, I know that last year, you're right, Coach Wallace brought a mindset that was very, very good, and our kids responded to. And I think, like we kind of already alluded to in the weight room, we are going, as me being both, the strength and the DC now, we're going to carry that mentality to the defense. It's not really what we do, but it's how we do it that's going to separate us from everybody else. And I know that with us returning, we returned several DBs that I expect a lot of production from this year. I know me coaching the safeties last year, there's several guys who are going to have an opportunity to get on the field. I know up front we lost some key contributors in the box. So the box, I'm going to have my hand on that area a pretty good bit, making sure that we put the right pieces of the puzzle in its appropriate place. Because I really believe that the pieces of the puzzle are here to be successful. Just making sure that we put them in the right spot is what's going to make the difference.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, again, congratulations to you on moving up into this new role as defensive coordinator. We all know you're going to do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Your record speaks for itself. We're going to enjoy some of this food we've got here at the Back Porch, at the Back Porch Grill on the greens at Prattville Country Club, and we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christian. Welcome back to the 2019 Prattville Lions football pre-spring update. We're here at the Back Porch Grill on the greens at Prattville Country Club, just off Highway 82. Perfect place to hang out. Great to get a meat and 3, a steak dinner, a cheeseburger, all you can eat catfish, whatever is on your mind. They probably got it here at the Back Porch Grill. And the Prattville Country Club is now open to the public. The restaurant, the golf course you see behind us, open to the public. So come on out. It's a great place to get lunch and dinner and then hit the greens if that's your thing. If not, you can just get dinner and hang out on the porch and watch TV on the big screens up here. SEC tournament starting up last night. Auburn played today at 2:30. Come on out. Watch the ball game with us. We've got all kind of appetizers here from Grill on the Greens, from Back Porch Grill, from fried pickles to fried jalapeno sticks to these awesome explosion of jalapeno bacon goodness cheese fries here. Can't even talk about. I don't know what they call them, but it's worth the price of admission. We're joined now by head football coach Caleb Ross, who's entering his second year as head coach of Prattville football. Coach, congratulations on a great year 1. And I'm glad to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you, man. I'm glad to be here. This is a beautiful place. I mean, I don't think I've had a bad meal ever when I've ever come to eat here. So, doing really good things.
Coach, last year was a huge turnaround, and you talked about it from the beginning of last season. From the first day you came in, it was changing the culture, changing the mindset, and creating a momentum. And you did that, and it took us all the way to the first round of playoffs, and a near miss, heartbreaking loss at McGill-Tulane. That just a couple things go our way, we probably advance the second, maybe third round, who knows. But these kids now believe in themselves. They believe they can win. Talk about your expectations entering year 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, I think I said this last year too. You don't ever want to go in saying, well, we got to go win 10 or we got to win 12, we got to win 8. And you just want to continue building on the culture every year. And I think what our kids, they understand now that, hey, if you put in this work, you put in the time, you commit, you can be successful. And we showed that last year. Now, the competitor in all of us, we want to win every game we play. But I think from a realistic standpoint last year, from when we got the job to where we are, to go get the program back in the playoffs was a huge step. It boosted the kids' confidence. Now, the off season this year has been that much better because the kids do believe, and there's proof that, hey, if we do go commit to this and we go work hard and we buy into the things that this coaching staff is saying, guys, the results are going to show. So that's what we're dealing with now. The expectation never changes. Man, we want to be the absolute best at everything we do. I know that's kind of a generic and it sounds like coach speak, but there's just a way, the detail. It's all about the details. It's doing things, about being on time. It's the little things do matter, and how you carry yourself, toes behind the line, how we break drills down, how we move from drill to drill, how we do lifts. To me, that's what I want the kids to understand. And I'll say this, if it doesn't matter, I think you can even look at the University of Alabama New England Patriots. Building a culture is a daily battle. I mean, the expectation is there, but it's a daily battle because you're dealing with kids, or in their case, you're dealing with human beings, and I mean, it's human nature for all of us to kind of get complacent sometimes. So that's really the goal that we've had this off season. Hey, we're going to continue building on what we started last year. We're still in that phase, and really just like, man, do not get complacent. You know, man, we want them to be hungry, and we've had a really, really good off season. So.
I believe it, Coach. I remember at the end of the McGill game, we did our final football review, and we talked with a couple of your rising seniors. I think it was Will McQuiston and one other. You know, normally after the season ends, the day after, there's a tendency to want to rest a little bit.
That's right.
Back on you. These guys were ready to get back to the weight room. They were hungry.
That's right. I think we had like Thanksgiving break the next week, and the week after that, we went 3 straight weeks and got after it in the weight room. And man, they've been working, and just watch some of our kids' bodies start to change, and that's where you really start to see the proof. When, hey, if you'll do these things, you do it on a consistent basis, you will like the results. And our kids are starting to see that. Man, guys that, man, either starting to pick up more muscle or more strength or size, or guys that even maybe just they've trimmed up, their body's changing where they're putting the weight on in the right spots, man. And what they'll start to see when we get in spring training, we're getting into this season, how much better of an athlete, better football player they are. And man, we got like you said, the Will McQuistons and man, the Kyle Kramers of the world, and all the guys that are going to be our rising seniors, man. They've really taken charge, and man, we've had a good off season so far.
Off season's coming to a close pretty soon. Stepping into spring training, like you said. What's the outlook for spring training this year? What are you looking for?
Well, man, you just want to improve. First of all, you're always trying to identify. You feel good about the kids that played for you last year and started. You want to see what gains have they made. Are they continue going to be a player? Then you're always in spring, in my opinion, man, you're looking to find those new kids that may catch your attention. Some young kid that hey, we think he's going to be a good player. He only verified that. Or maybe there's a kid that catches your attention. And you want to continue to teach them how to practice, teach them how to compete every day. But you really start trying to lay the foundation for your football season. You really get a good idea after spring of what you think you're going to be, the type of schemes you need to run, the type of plays you're going to run. Then you really go into the summer, and you continue to build on that. And our focus in the spring is we try to develop some type of physicality. Football is a tough sport. It does demand some physicality, so you want to do that in the spring because in the summer we can't put pads on. Summertime you can really focus more on like your passing game, a lot of your conditioning, things like that. So they give you 10 days, and it's really getting the most out of that for evaluate personnel and really continue the fundamentals and developing the culture we want.
Spring training always culminates in a spring game, and this year it'll be on some brand new turf at Stanley Jensen. What do you think about that?
It is. If people hadn't seen the pictures, and man, it is fantastic. I got a chance to go down there the other day and walk on it and look at it. Man, it's fantastic. Really excited about that. And we get a spring game. We're going to actually play Carver this year on May the 17th. Last year being my first year and not really knowing exactly what we were, who we had, I didn't want to jump into a big spring game and set yourself up for failure. This year, you feel good, you know what you're going to have a little bit, and we're not trying to go win a spring game trophy or anything like that. We want to be competitive, but it's really about getting good competition against a quality opponent. And we feel like Carver will do that. So we're going to play them on May 17th, and like I said, on new turf. That's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. I want to thank the city of Prattville for stepping up to the plate at Stanley Jensen Stadium and putting that new turf in. It was something that was desperately needed out there. As the turf that was there and reached the end of its livelihood. It was just very, very weathered and battered. And our public announce addresser, PA guy, I don't need to say that right, District 6 City Councilor Robert Stritchett really stepped up to the plate for us on that and got that done and drove that in for us. And we're really excited about the new turf that's out there.
Yeah, very excited, man. From Robert Stritchett to Kelly Cook to the mayor, man, they've been outstanding. They really have, and really, hey, we're stepping up, man. But this is an investment, and I'm really proud of that. And I'll say this, to be fair, that turf was old, but man, they really did a good job of keeping for 14 years, for that turf to still even be playable. Really was a credit, but it was needed. Man, it really shows. To me, it reflects the entire city of Prattville, man. We're very, very proud of it.
That's right. Community effort. Well, Coach, Carver, you mentioned Carver, May 17th at Stanley Jensen Stadium. That's the spring game. That's the next time you hear from us on these Lion Nation updates. What's the message you have to the community, to the city, as we head into spring camp, as we head into year 2? If there's anything you wanted to say to the community as a whole, what would it be?
Well, and first I know we may talk about it here in a second. Obviously we're going to have a little bit of change. I first, and I know I'll get to that question here in a second, but I do want to address and I know, man, we're going to talk with Granger here in a second and all that. But, man, I first want to say I want to thank J.B. Wallace for his time.
No doubt.
Did a great job for us first year, man. I considered him a friend, still consider him a friend. And, man, he's got the opportunity to go be a head coach. Again, he's been a head coach. Man, we're going to support him. And what made it, even though it was hard to see him go, what made it a easier, smoother transition for us is, man, we had a guy on our staff already that, and I tell people, said he's been ready. He could have done a great job for us last year. And so it was literally a 2-second transition to call Granger Shook and say, hey, you're going to be our defensive coordinator. So very excited about that, man. Granger's going to do an outstanding job. He's got a great rapport with the kids. He's professional, man. He's on top of it. So we're very excited. We're disappointed to lose JB, but very excited to move Granger in. So, and I don't think you'll see a whole lot of changes in the way our energy and the effort that our kids will play. Message to the fans out there, this is year 2. And, man, I know that anytime you move the program forward, there's expectations. We're building this program, and this is not going to happen overnight. We expect to have a better year and a good year this year. But, man, every year we're building this thing in the right direction. I think hopefully every year you'll see that the community, the people will be proud of the way our kids play, how hard they play, how hard they compete, how they represent their city and themselves well. And that's really my message out there, man. I know a lot of people have high expectations. No one's going to have more high expectations than us. I know that. So, but we feel good. I know the future's bright. We feel really good about this coming season. You've got a rising sophomore class that's super talented, a rising freshman class that's super talented that went undefeated at the junior high. I think most people see and know that, man, Prattville football is on its way back, and man, there's some really exciting days ahead.
You have been excited about this rising sophomore class since early last year. Now you get to get them fully immersed into your program. I know you got to be looking forward to that, as well as a rising senior class of juniors last year that have found their confidence and their abilities to go out and win. Year 2 has got to be exciting for you.
It is, man. It is. That's what, man. When you're around kids like this and you watch kids put the time into it, man, you're excited for them. You excited for them. I want to see what this kid can do on the field, and you watch them realize what they can be, man. That's, to me, that's really the joy in coaching. I mean, I've said before, man. When I was 23 and I got into coaching, I don't say they're the wrong reasons, but I got into coaching for myself. Man, I wanted to be a competitor, and I wanted to stay involved in the game. I enjoyed the fraternity, but man, the beauty about coaching is the relationships, and you get to watch kids, man, go fulfill their dreams, and you watch them buy into something, man, commit to something, and them see that, man, that come to, I guess, fruition, man. That is to me, that's what coaching, the joy that you want out of this. The wins and losses, man, they come and go. They just do, and everybody enjoys winning more than they do losing. But watching kids fulfill their dreams, man, that is really the joy of coaching. So.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, good luck. Good luck with you in year 2. I know you and Coach Shook and your staff have got a lot to do between now and then as spring training is right around the corner. We want to thank you for your time today here at the Back Porch Grill on the greens at Prattville Country Club. Mention again that all the food you get here, never a bad meal, just like Coach Ross said. The golf course is open to the public. The restaurant's open to the public. Best place for a Sunday meet and greet in town, bar none, hands down. And the big screens will be showing the SEC basketball tournament later on today, so come on by and join us at Grill on the Greens, Back Porch Grill on the Greens. This has been the Prattville Lions football pre-spring update. I'm Will Barrett. We've been joined by Coach Caleb Ross and by Coach Granger Shook, and we will see you soon.